Hello and welcome back to the Jim Jabir Show. I'm Kenzie Fell and we have head coach Jim Jabir here with us today. We're going to discuss his previous two games, some injuries that have been happening with the team, and his next two games. Welcome back, Coach.
Thanks.
How you doing?
I'm well, Kenzie. How are you?
Good. Did you watch the Super Bowl last night?
Very small portion of it, not very much.
Rough game, I know. So your previous three games, you had 2 wins and a loss, and you had UMass, and you won 81-67. And it was your 23rd consecutive A10 win. So tell us about how that game went.
Well, I think I don't remember a lot about it right now, but I think it's kind of a place you go to, and there's not a lot of fans. It's kind of dark, and we controlled the game the whole game, but I don't know if we played great decisive defense like we wanted to, so we were a little disappointed with that. And then you mentioned, we'll talk about it, but that's the game where we lost Kelly. Kelly had a one-on-one break and planted her foot and just crumbled on the floor, and so she's blown her ACL. So that was a tough loss to have at that moment, and but hopefully she'll be okay and ready back next year.
So with the knee injury, she's out for the season, 100%. So who do you think is going to try to step up for her? Because she was a key player for us.
Yeah, and you know what? Tiffany Johnson has done a great job in her stead. She's taken over the last couple of games since then and has done a really solid job for us. She's getting better and more comfortable every day.
Okay, so then the next game we had was unfortunately a loss against St. Joseph's. They're a great team in the A10. They were 16-4 and 5-2 in the A10. So what happened with that game?
Well, I honestly think we're a better team, and you know, you didn't have Amber, who had stealing your thunder, but Amber had an not ACL, but a concussion, so she didn't play. So we're down 2 starters. Amber's our second leading scorer, and we led 3/4 of the game, and we didn't shoot the ball very well. We didn't defend very well. We were kind of stagnant, and I think maybe a little hungover from the loss of 2 starters. I don't know, but we had our moments, and we just didn't take advantage of them. So, and we'll never make excuses for the injuries. We should have won, could have won, and we have to find a way to win those games. So
how exactly did the concussion happen for Amber? I had her in class the next day, and
was she answering questions?
She was quiet,
but we were practicing, and one of the practice guys went up for a rebound, and I couldn't control the ball, and it came down right on Amber's head, and with a lot of force, and knocked her out.
That's unfortunate. Well, hopefully she's back here in the next few weeks, or at least, right?
Yeah, hopefully she'll be back for Wednesday's game.
All right, so then your previous game was on Saturday, and you have a win versus George Mason, also your 200th win here at Dayton. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks very
much. And
you
won 103-81, and you had some other players step up. Celeste scored for you, Andy scored for you, and I think she had 25 points? Or Allie. Allie had 25 points.
25, yeah.
So how'd that game go?
It went really well. We got back to shooting the ball very, very well, and second half our defense was much, much stronger. Allie had a great game, and you know what? She wasn't the only one. Hoover had 16, Celeste had 17, Seisha had 11, Jody, I think, had 9, Cassie had 11. So we had a lot of contribution from a lot of people. Celeste had 5 3-pointers in the first half, and so it was a great game had by everybody.
Our shooting is pretty good. We're averaging 85.3 points per game, which is the best in the A10 and the 6th best in the nation. We've been pretty lucky with some good shooters, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I don't know how much luck has to do with it. They can really shoot the ball well. They work really hard at it and spend a lot of time in the gym. And, it's not every day they're going to shoot it really well, but it's nice to know that they're capable.
Andrea Hoover also, I think she has 12 more points until our 1,000-point mark, which is pretty fun. I know some friends in high schools got there at like 1,000 points, and they enjoyed that. So.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think if you asked her, she probably wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
And because that's just kind of the way she is. But she's a great competitor, and we're really fortunate to have her in our program.
So this Wednesday is your next game, February 5th, versus Virginia Commonwealth. It's home, which is always fun. Our atmosphere is great. But they're a great team. They're 17-5. How are you guys preparing for this game?
Well, they play a lot of zone. They're a very, very aggressive team, very, very athletic. So we're going to have to play a lot of zone offense, and we have to work on that the next couple of days. Taking care of the basketball is going to be imperative because they're very aggressive in their defense. They have a great scorer and some really great players, so it's not going to be an easy game for us at all.
Well, then you have another tough game on the 8th this weekend. You're traveling to Pittsburgh versus Duquesne. They're 16-6 and 8-1 in the A10. Are they one of the top competitors, you'd say?
Oh, I would think so. You're depressing me sitting here telling me about all these tough games you have coming up. But Duquesne's got a couple of great players, and they've added some transfers who are very good. So they're very formidable, and they play much, much better at home. So we have the next 2 games, I think, are really critical for us. If we can get these 2 wins, I think we're sitting pretty well.
Thanks again, Coach, for joining us on the Jim Jabir Show. Don't forget to submit your fan photos of the week and your questions of the week to Caroline Drennan at drennenc1@udayton.edu. It's DRENNENC1@udayton.edu. Thank you so much for joining us on the Jim Jabir Show. I'm Kenzie Fell. We'll see you next time.